Fair warning, because I'm pretty sure this is a first for Reality Check, this video includes some explicit language. Not from me. From liberals who think it's fine to hurl all kinds of profane garbage at a Republican president they don't like, but that people should have their lives ruined for merely using a euphemism for profanity toward a Democrat. And I'm not going to bleep it out this time because it is important to see just how nasty and hypocritical these frauds truly are. So a dad went viral over the weekend for saying, "Let's go Brandon," in a Christmas Eve phone call to President Joe Biden, who was so clueless that he didn't even know to be insulted by it. Now the left is calling for that dad to be bankrupted, publicly dragged, and even targeted by the government for what basically amounted to a prank. Funny how fast the left forgot how many times they screamed F Donald Trump over the past 5 or 6 years in everything from award speeches to music videos to Twitter campaigns. Well, I didn't forget. So now let's deal with this mountain of hypocrisy, why don't we? Because even after a year of unbelievable left-wing double standards, this might be the biggest load of bullcrap yet. It all started when Jared Schmeck, a dad and former Oregon police officer, ended a phone call to President Joe Biden with the phrase, "Let's go Brandon." The call was one of many that Biden and his wife Jill took while tracking Santa with NORAD on Christmas Eve. Schmeck's family called into the event, and thinking that it would be a funny joke, he ended his time with the now infamous euphemism for F Joe Biden. Now, for those who've been living under a rock, this is a slogan that gained popularity thanks to a viral trend at sporting events and one selectively hard-of-hearing NASCAR reporter. Now, hilariously, the president, who apparently didn't seem to know the phrase "Let's go Brandon" is actually code for profanity aimed in his personal direction, agreed with Schmeck on live TV. Here's that moment.
I hope you have a wonderful Christmas.
Well, yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
And here was the other side.
That's right. Hey, well,
I hope you have a wonderful.
yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon. Bye-bye.
Of course, that ultimate troll quickly went viral on social media and immediately enraged liberals, who not 5 minutes ago were perfectly fine with screaming all manner of profanity aimed at a president they didn't like. So Schmeck's family apparently owns a small business, and according to internet liberals, that business should now be left in ruins because the guy said, "Let's go Brandon" on the phone. Twitter, which claims to have a policy against harassment and targeting, quickly lit up with calls to dock Schmeck and destroy his company. One Twitter troll named Tom Watson helped lead the charge, calling for Schmeck to permanently lose his livelihood and endure public shaming for what basically amounted to a joke, even suggesting that the government should force him to repay the small business loans his family took at the height of the COVID pandemic before Biden was even president. Now, this strikes me as particularly hilarious given that about 2 seconds ago, the left had absolutely no problem cursing out a president, using every vile word in the book to describe him, blast his family, insult his wife, you name it. And they weren't even decent enough to use a euphemism for it. Here's that same Tom Watson, before he locked down his Twitter and Instagram accounts as private, using far more explicit terms to condemn Trump. Here's CNN calling it reprehensible that someone would say "Let's go Brandon" on a phone call with the president.
Yeah, look, it's ungracious, it's juvenile, it's reprehensible by the father.
Weird, because CNN also aired footage of people screaming F Donald Trump after the 2020 election, and they didn't say a word about it.
Coverage here continues with myself and Anderson.
We all do recall, don't we, when for years it was totally okay to yell F Donald Trump from a stage, or throw it around on social media, or use it in music videos, or say it while holding up a bloody severed Trump head. A song literally entitled F Donald Trump rose to the top of the charts in late 2020, and Rolling Stone called it an anthem. And that was hardly the most graphic. Remember this one from Eminem? It was nothing but profanity aimed at Trump, and that was perfectly okay. Or this one from Snoop, where he pretends to shoot a Trump impersonator in a clown mask. Totally fine with that. Robert De Niro ranted F Trump during a Tony Award speech.
I'm going to say one thing. Fuck Trump.
Rashida Tlaib went viral for vowing to impeach the mother effer during a campaign stop.
Bullies don't win. And I said, baby, they don't. Because we're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the mother.
If I listed off every whack job celebrity or blue check marked liberal who used that phrase over the past 5 or 6 years, the battery on this camera would die and I would probably pass out trying to read them all. But now suddenly saying "let's go Brandon" is a vile slur, a phrase so disrespectful that an American citizen should lose his entire business and suffer total public humiliation and endure death threats for saying it on a prank call. Are you kidding me? After 4 years of watching the left use every nasty, disgusting word they could come up with to describe Trump and the millions of people who voted for him, and this is what we're all supposed to be outraged over? We spent over half a decade putting up with all manner of filth and vulgarity aimed at Trump supporters, Republicans, conservatives, cops, pro-lifers, border security, and anyone who doesn't kowtow to the left's debauched agenda. And now we're supposed to buy that saying "let's go Brandon" is a bridge too far? Okay, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If liberals didn't have double standards, they would have no standards at all. And the faux outrage that they've got going on here is even more pathetic than their very limited vocabulary. So sit down and shut up, you two-faced morons. Any tiny shred of credibility that you had on the subject of ethics or basic decency or how to treat a sitting president, you gave up a long time ago. And frankly, if the worst you have to put up with is some dad saying "let's go Brandon" in a Twitter video, it's still endlessly better than how you ever treated us. And that's your Reality Check, America. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble pages, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay sane out there.